What really happened to the forgotten stars of American Restoration? They were once the heart of a hit show. Masters of metal, paint, and precision. Then suddenly, they vanished. No farewell, no headlines, just silence. But behind that silence hides a story no one expected. A gruff mentor disappears without a trace. A quiet genius trades fame for frozen wilderness. And a perfectionist painter guards decades-old secrets from fading away. Was it burnout? A falling out? Or something deeper no one dared to reveal? This isn't just about TV. It's about the shocking turns their lives took when the cameras stopped rolling. Some ran toward the spotlight. These men walked away from it, and what they chose instead will leave you stunned. Why did they truly vanish? And what are they doing now? The answers are more dramatic than any episode. Keep watching. Everything you thought you knew is about to change. You'll hear the hum of laser cutters where once rang the hammer on vintage soda machines. After Rick's shop shuttered, he poured his expertise into My Best font-forward creations, carving intricate patterns and stitching personalized gifts instead of chassis and carburetors. It might seem like a world apart from the grease-stained floors of his TV days, but this pivot revealed something deeper. The soul of a craftsman who refused to let compromise dull his passion. At 55, Rick's hands have shaped more than 250 restoration projects, but it was his 2014 book, Classic Soda Machines, that first proved his encyclopedic knowledge could stand on its own. Ironically, when the History Channel first called, he almost declined, convinced his niche was too small for prime time. He was wrong, and it cost him far more than fame. Imagine enduring brutal filming schedules, running your own business by day, and performing for cameras by night. Weeks of 14-hour days, deadlines looming like storm clouds. When producers demanded scripted fights and forced conflicts, Rick drew a line. This wasn't entertainment. It was craftsmanship. He refused to turn his legacy into a sensational sideshow, and tension boiled over until he walked away, voice trembling in a farewell video as he struggled to hold back tears. The network pushed back, but Rick's integrity won out. He traded ratings for respect, choosing creative freedom over fleeting stardom. Today, he shares his work online with loyal fans, content in a quieter life, and boasting an estimated $2 million net worth that he earned on his own terms. Keep watching for the moment that changed everything. In 2020, Rick reappeared on Pawn Stars, his first televised comeback in 7 years. Could this mean American Restoration is on the brink of revival? Fans hope so, but for Rick, the lesson has always been clear. Honor your craft, even if it means walking away from the spotlight. Now, shift your gaze to the kid with two-tone hair who grew up under the glare of studio lights. You won't guess how hard Tyler Dale really worked behind the scenes. At just 16, he was thrust into a world where father-son banter masked the relentless pressure of perfection. Tyler wasn't merely Rick's sidekick. He was a teenage apprentice expected to match a master's pace, often pulling all-nighters that stretched into early mornings. He helped restore 250 items, but the price was steeper than most viewers realized. Tyler later revealed that the emotional toll of striving to meet his father's exacting standards weighed heavily on him. He loved the thrill of transformation, yet every polished chrome and refreshed paint job carried the unspoken demand: don't disappoint. But here's a secret twist. After the cameras stopped rolling, Tyler found a new passion. He traded shop floors for mountain trails, carving custom bicycles instead of restoring relics. What started as a hobby became a small but thriving business, proof that his restless spirit needed more than inherited fame to truly flourish. You might think The Apprentice was the least likely to succeed, but today, Tyler's workshop hums with the cadence of innovation, and his reputation for bespoke bike frames is quietly becoming legendary among enthusiasts. There's more to this tale than restored chrome and laser-cut wood. Rick's wife, Kelly Mayer, stood by his side since the early 90s, through tours of their shop, an on-air engagement in Season 3, and the show's abrupt end. She transitioned into real estate, carving out a second act that mirrors Rick's own reinvention. Together, they appear at events like the SEMA Car Show in Las Vegas, reminding everyone that loyalty and love can endure even when cameras fade to black. And don't miss this jaw-dropper. Another brother, once a hopeful athlete, now handcrafts custom bicycles after his pro sports dreams fell apart. A third sibling, a hands-on assembly expert, retreated deep into the mountains to teach his son survival skills that the digital age has forgotten. The so-called useless apprentice now commands 3 fully equipped restoration trucks worth nearly $500,000. Each brother's path diverges wildly, yet they're bound by the same spark that lit Rick's original shop: a passion for building, fixing, and creating. He wasn't just another kid holding a wrench anymore. Tyler Dale evolved from a sidekick to a serious craftsman, mastering tools most teenagers wouldn't dare to touch. He learned MIG and TIG welding, reversed engineered vintage machinery, worked with water jets and plasma cutters. This wasn't about fame. It was about becoming a true artisan. By the final season, he'd transformed into the shop foreman, not because he was Rick Dale's son, but because he earned it. Every project carried his signature blend of precision and care. And then, in 2016, it all disappeared in a blink. The network scrapped the entire original cast, replacing authenticity with scripted drama. But instead of chasing the limelight, Tyler vanished into the metal and chrome world, far from the camera's eye. That's where his next chapter quietly began. Here's where the story takes a sharp turn, one that fans didn't expect. Instead of launching a YouTube channel or fighting for more screen time, Tyler began restoring his own 1965 Ford F-100. This wasn't a showpiece, it was a long-term passion project. Unlike the fast, flashy builds on TV, he spent years meticulously rebuilding the truck from scratch. Every bolt, every weld has his full attention. He said he wants it to last 30 years, and he's building it like a legacy. But that perfectionist drive has its price. Tyler admitted he'll redo work that already looks flawless just because he believes it can be better. That's not obsession. It's the mark of someone chasing mastery, not applause. Off-screen, Tyler's life has been far more grounded than fans might guess. He's been in a quiet, steady relationship with actress Haley Aaron since 2012. No scandals, no clickbait headlines, just 2 people choosing a private life. Before Haley, there was a short-lived relationship with Jennifer Domingo, but Tyler has kept his personal story largely under wraps. That low-key approach has mirrored his finances too. While he had his moment in the spotlight, Tyler's net worth hovers around $500,000. It's not a headline-grabbing number, but it says everything about his priorities. He's not chasing flashy cars or 6-figure watches. He's chasing respect, craft, and legacy. For fans wondering where Tyler went, his social media silence since 2021 has sparked curiosity. His final posts showcased his truck build, then radio silence. What's he doing now? Is he still restoring? Has he left the trade? The mystery only deepens. But sometimes, disappearing is how true artists evolve. And Tyler? He might just be crafting his greatest project yet, far from the pressure of ratings and deadlines. Now, Let's pivot to a name that once drew laughs: Brettley Otterman. When he showed up in American Restoration, he was the comic relief, the stepson fumbling his way through the shop. Rick's brother even joked about making tasks Brettley-proof. But behind the goofy edits and awkward moments was a kid trying to find his footing. And against the odds, he did. Today, Brettley is not just a dad to 3 kids and husband to Steph. He's a business owner. He runs his own restoration trucks, with a fleet worth over $450,000. What was once dismissed as inexperience is now a hands-on operation that keeps him and his family steady. One of the most unexpected transformations in the show's history. And here's a little-known side of Brettley. He's a passionate musician. He plays the guitar and harmonica, pouring his downtime into music. It's not a gimmick. It's who he is. That soulful connection to music shows that even in a world of grease and metal, there's room for artistry and unexpected forms. The laugh track may have defined him on TV, but today, Brettley Otterman has rewritten his script entirely. Then there's Kelly Dale, the woman who took a supporting role and quietly ran the empire. Before television, Kelly was already a licensed realtor, building her brand one sale at a time. But when she teamed up with Rick on American Restoration, she became the unseen engine behind the machine. While Rick restored vintage machines, Kelly was restoring their family's future, growing their business into a tourist attraction with thousands visiting daily. Her marketing savvy turned a local shop into a national destination. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, she grew their presence into the hundreds of thousands. People weren't just visiting, they were investing, buying merchandise, and sharing the story. But when the show ended abruptly in 2016, Kelly didn't crumble. She shifted gears. She poured her focus back into real estate, selling homes across Las Vegas and later expanding to Kingman, Arizona. She even launched new ventures like My Best Font Forward Creations, an embroidery and signage brand rooted in creativity. And more importantly, she used her visibility to give back. In 2014, she raised $20,000 for diabetes research during the Tour to Cure, biking 65 miles and becoming the top fundraiser in Las Vegas. That blend of hustle and heart is rare, and Kelly's journey proves that behind every spotlight, there's someone holding the foundation steady. Let's talk finances. The Dale family might not flash Lamborghinis on social media, but their financial footprint reveals something deeper. Rick Dale's estimated net worth sits around $2 million, built not through wild spending, but by reinvesting in craftsmanship and brand trust. His time on TV brought income, but it was his post-show ventures, laser-cutting shops, licensing deals, and merchandise that gave him long-term stability. Their home in Las Vegas reflects tasteful living, not excess. No private jets, no impulsive island purchases, just strategic growth. Insurance? Rick reportedly held business liability insurance to protect his staff and shop operations. It wasn't about fear, it was about preparation. Kelly's income flows from real estate commissions, public appearances, and consulting. She's diversified, investing time in veteran housing programs and helping families relocate, turning fame into functionality. Their business decisions provide key financial lessons. Invest in quality, stay adaptable, and build multiple income streams. While other reality stars crashed after their final episode, the Dale family weathered the storm with integrity and grit. She kept pouring energy into groups like Helping Hands of Vegas Valley and the American Red Cross, never seeking recognition, but always showing up where it mattered. That's the mark of someone whose legacy lives beyond a television edit. But it didn't stop there. Kelly took on roles with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Museum and the Las Vegas Hospitality Association, showing the world that fame was never her final destination. She used her voice to elevate others, becoming a quiet force of change. Here's the twist. While some step away from the public eye and fade, Kelly found new ways to shine. She kept organizing car shows, including one in Nova Scotia, reigniting her shared love of classic cars with Rick Dale. Their family dynamic also tells a deeper story, one of rebuilding and balancing. Both had children from previous marriages, yet they built a blended household filled with purpose, resilience, and warmth. And while others chased fleeting fame, Kelly doubled down on stability, anchoring their post-show life in a world of impact and innovation. But behind every spotlight, there's a quieter figure whose journey unfolds in unexpected ways. Ron Dale, the easygoing brother fans came to love, lived a life with more twists than a vintage crankshaft. Before his days picking rare parts on television, Ron was a sports phenomenon, the kind of high school athlete who doesn't just dream about greatness, he was courted by it. A punter so good, powerhouse schools like Notre Dame and USC fought for him. Jimmy Johnson, the coaching legend himself, showed up at Ron's high school just to watch him kick. Imagine being that good, that young, and thinking the world was already in your hands. But here's the hook. Greatness doesn't always follow a straight line. Ron's college football dreams started strong at USC, but things didn't quite pan out. Friends rooted for the team to punt, just so Ron could get on the field. Then came baseball. He pivoted, pitched for minor league teams tied to the San Diego Padres from '92 to '94, only to face the gut-wrenching end every athlete dreads: getting cut. In a heartbeat, everything changed. He returned to Boulder City, not to fame, but to reflection. He worked at Budweiser for a while, just another man blending into the background. But then Rick pulled him into the chaos and charm of television, and just like that, Ron went from factory life to reality TV. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't polished, but viewers connected with him because he was raw, funny, and undeniably real. His role as a picker wasn't just about finding parts, it was about finding purpose again. After the show's final curtain, Ron didn't chase endorsements or ride the fame wave. He took a turn that no one saw coming. He picked up a welder, some tubing, and started building custom cruiser bikes. It started as a side hobby, cup holders, small tweaks, but quickly became something personal. A project called BC Bar Hoppers was born, each bike inspired by local bars in town. His motto? If he couldn't be at the beach, he'd bring the beach to Boulder City. That's a mindset shift.